Hi, this is Mark Kelly with University Financial Strategy. I thought this was an interesting article because I've had a recent conversation with my own family about this, and we're talking about tuition costs, how they've risen over a long period of time. This is the article from 1981, which talks about the $10,000 a year college education has arrived. The interesting thing about this was because back in 1981, my sister had graduated from high school and went to undergraduate at Brown University. And so back then, you're looking at about a $10,000 tuition for cost of attendance. And so, what I think it's vital to look at is how the inflation rate of tuition has actually really just taken off. So it was an issue back then, and they wrote about it. But now, with inflation rate probably 5.5 to 6% per year, it has a real impact. This is the same time when income has not risen at the same rate. So it's actually, to give you a sense, tuition inflation is higher in terms of the rate of growth, or the higher amount, than actually healthcare costs are. And we all know that healthcare costs is an issue. So here I'm going to actually provide a little demo using a calculator to show you how what the cost should be if we just look at normal inflation versus the 5.5% inflation rate that we've seen from colleges. Okay, here I'm calculating the inflation rate of tuition for $10,000. So I set a 3% inflation rate, and then I plugged in 38 years, and then I said $10,000 was the cost of tuition back in 1981, and then calculating for normal inflation, we would have said that the cost should have been about $30,747 in today's dollars in 2019. So what's happening though is that if we apply a different rate or inflation rate for college tuition, that's how you're getting into the numbers into the mid 70s. So that's the issue, is that the rate of inflation has been so high on college tuition that it's actually far outpaced the rate of income that people have earned over the same period of time. And so it's hard to keep up with that. It's actually even hard to keep up with from an investment perspective of trying to get a return that surpasses the 5.5% inflation rate. Okay, so comparing the true inflation versus college inflation rate is a lot different. So here I'm doing the same thing. I'm saying $10,000 in 1981, but this time, instead of saying a 3% inflation rate for 38 years, I'm going to say a 5.5% inflation rate, and that's how I come up with $76,488. And that, if you look at the current cost of attendance for a lot of these schools, including Brown, you're finding that that's kind of the going rate for some of these schools. So the question is, how do you overcome the 5.5% inflation rate when income has not really gone up that much over that same period of time?